Hey everybody, rocking with the Rockdog. We are out on this fine Tuesday morning in northeast Missouri. We had a nice big rain. Look how green everything is. There was a whole herd of deer just right down there around that corner, but I didn't have my camera ready, so I didn't get to see them. But the rivers are up so much. Looks like we had about 4 inches of rain the last day or so. I can't really get on anything that resembles a creek to look for stuff, but we're down here among these big hills and hollers. And I'm pretty sure some stuff probably got washed off these hills in the last night. If not, there could be some late mushrooms that come up. And this is a good spot, so we'll just take a little walk through the woods and see what happens. Look at this nice big game trail right here. Don't see any tracks since it rained last night. They're just right down there. There's about 6 of them. They're used to me. They didn't even run away from my little truck. It sneaks right up on them. We'll hop in this little creek here. This little creek's usually dry, but right here where it comes off of these big hills, these little things like this, see how that drops real fast, and then we got a spot where nothing's at. There could be something fantastic right there. But we're gonna walk up that one. We're gonna go around the corner here first, look for some mushrooms just for a minute right in here. The woods finally looks perfect, but it's just too late. But you never know. This is about the 15th of May, I believe, so we're a month late on mushrooms. Look at all these nice ferns. Everything's finally green and looks good and smells right in the woods here. I've found quite a few things over the years right here where this goes into a bigger creek like this. We're a mile and a half or so from the North River. These is where they had a lot of camps back up in here. It's high enough so it can never flood now. Maybe it did back thousands of years ago after the glaciers melted. But anyway, let's see what's laying right here, because it's crazy right here sometimes. It just comes down there, and that's up so high that when the arrowheads and the relics come down, they get slammed right over here, and then they get stuck right in spots like this. This is what you always look for, where something slow meets something fast. Look at that. See how that's piled up? Actually, I did that a few months ago because I wanted to get stuff to come over here a little bit better, and it's really pretty much working, but it's still bringing big rocks like that down the creek, see here. Otherwise, I would have put that one over there. We're going to go around the corner here first before we go up this spot here. But we really want to look around in here pretty good. I'll pull some of these bigger rocks, move them around, so next time, if we don't get a really big rain, it'll move some of this stuff around. Plus your arrowheads will sift right down next to a big rock and lay right up against it. So that's another reason for moving them out of the way. Probably in about 2 weeks, all those deer I seen down the road will be having their babies, if they haven't already had them. See, that kind of cuts off there too. See, there's a creek there. There's a little shot off, but when it's really up, it comes through here right too. It didn't this time very much, but if I come down here and all that leaves are gone, then I'll know it all got flushed out, and it'll be a really good spot to look, because you can't look in spots like this very often unless you want to stand here all day and do this with an old rake thing I'm carrying today. You'll see just in a spot like this, and this little offshoot. See how dirty that is? See how clean that is? Right in a spot like this where you can find it, laying right in the bottom of that. I'll just kind of float right in there and get in there. Little beaver stick. I don't know where a beaver would be on this. This is like nothing here. We'll continue on up this because there's nothing down that but flat, slick rock. So, but see these hills like this, there's not a lot on them. And in a big hard rain like that, that's when that stuff will slide off. It'll fall off a little rock thing like that, and it'll be raining just enough to get it here, and then you got a chance of finding it. We don't really hunt up on top of hills and stuff because those hills are just plumb full of Indian graves and things like that, and we just don't do that. Plenty of cool stuff ends up in the creek. I'd really like to look up on there and see a bunch of big giant yellow mushrooms, but I don't think it's going to happen. There's actually a little spring up in the into this right here where big flat spot. I'm pretty sure there had to be a camp up there. You don't find a lot of places where there's springs and people won't camp at them. See, something like this is just about perfect to find something that got washed up last night. Nope. Looks like it there, didn't it? It might be. A tree like this will help you tremendously find stuff because it'll fall right over there and be right here. Kind of widens out in this spot. See, off that hill, it's pretty steep, and it widens out right here. So if it gets coming down there in a big rain, it'll kind of stall out right here because this is wider and slower. And if it doesn't get more and more rain, it'll stay here. And it's easy to find in some spot like this because this stuff doesn't really sift down in at that flat white rock like that. It just makes a big bed for it to lay right on top of. The bigger rocks like down there, it'll get between them and you won't find them. There might be something big chipped up. Nope. I like the big stuff. If you notice, everything's kind of all the same color here, so what you're really kind of looking for in a spot like this to be faster is something that's not the same color. I really want to look in here pretty good because it's so flat compared to everything else that this is where stuff will stop. See, I'm picking big old rocks up like that, and then when I come back up here in a minute, if anything's trapped under it, I'll be able to find it. We find bird points and Hopewell and Adena stuff in spots like this. This is more of a woodland type thing. Not really the buffalo trails in this spot. If you watch some of my other videos, we're just 100 yards or so from where I found that green granite axe on another little creek thing like this over there. So, yeah. It's just a little too much water. Still moving here to find anything. Kind of looking for a nice big flat something. That's nothing. That's nothing. Some days it's easy, some days it is not. Old logging trail there from when they logged the woods 30 years ago, I'm thinking. I would think a big blade or something would have came off the hill last night and got caught up somewhere in this. We'll probably have to come back after the water goes down because this is a little bit excessive on the water flow. There's something long and pointy. Oh my, oh look at that, that's a carving. That is definitely an eagle. Wow. Man, I'm almost speechless on that. Look at that. Crazy. They didn't get nothing happening on this side. That's the side that was laying up too like that. Look. You can't tell what that is. I just reached down there and picked that up for almost no reason. Anything long that's like 8, 9, 10 inches long that's kind of pointy you want to pick up. Look at that, how they did that. You know, I found a Clovis yesterday, actually 3 miles downstream from here probably, and some people were like beating me up on, oh, it's wild of a lifetime. I didn't even act excited, but you know what? This is way better than a Clovis. Not a museum quality Clovis. Oh yes, I like this. That's like a knife. That's like a giant eagle knife. Look how it fits in your hand like that. That's fantastic. That's what I look for right there. I pick up all the pointy stuff too, but this is what I like. That's going in my pocket. And we're going to keep going right on up this creek a little bit, even though it's going to make a long video, because there's a big flat spot up here that I was going to look at for mushrooms, because I've killed it on mushrooms up here twice. But right up here is where the campground's at. We'll go check it out if I can get up there. This thing splits off one more time. A little farther up here. Man, I gotta take that out of my pocket and look at that again over here on the dirt so I don't drop it and break it. How about that? Would you take that over an old beat up Clovis? I would. That's one of a kind here. There's no two of these. No way. They even got the bill to change color a little bit. The eye, they always have to have an eye. Cheek sticks out more. If you look real close, I can get this camera just right, you can see that chipping on there. Look at that. It's got that bill shined up a little bit. That is a real relic. Alright, let's go up here and see what else is going on. There might be a scraper there. Nope. Ooh, maybe. That is. I think that is. That's like a palm scraper. See? See, because it's different color. That's what, see, it's been right there forever probably. I mean, it may have got there last night, but wow, maybe it's a wolf face too. That would be too much, an eagle and a wolf. Anyway, that's a nice little palm scraper there. I don't know if you could do it like that, or I'm sure it went like this. See how that goes in your hand? Cool. Alright, we're going to set that one right there, and hopefully we won't forget it when we come back down the creek. Perfect mushroom spot a month ago. Not today. What the hell is that? Nothing. Oh my God. That would have been freaking out, wouldn't it? That would have been a big blade. Man. Right here is the spot campsite. They have everything they needed right here. There's a spring right over there. The river's a mile and a half that way. These little creeks get you right there just like a highway, bigger and bigger till you're there. This is a great place. And right here, see it, bedrock. That's why I'm finding that stuff there. Nothing can go further than bedrock. Once it hits bedrock, it's on top of the ground. It can't sink any farther. So if it gets on here, off all these hills, like that thing probably did, and gets washed in here, these bigger rocks catch it up for a while. But the leaves pile up, stuff gets caught all winter long, big spring rain, all the leaves are gone, everything moves. If we could get all these leaves to get into the river, right underneath the leaves is where it's at. Crap, I forgot my rake down there somewhere. I lost it when I picked up this eagle thing. Haven't lost it though. This is crazy. How about that one? Yeah, we'll probably have to look at that a couple more times, but we'll keep our eye right in here. This is what you gotta do. You gotta get out immediately after it rains. It swirls down, bam, right in there. That's your place. So that water's moving back and forth. There's a big piece of something that don't look right. Nothing. Always pick up big chipped rocks. They use bigger tools than you would ever believe. I have 25 5-gallon buckets full of giant tools in my backyard. What, old Rockdog been here before? Yep, look at that one. That's something somebody worked on. But it's been there quite a while. Look, it's growing that new moss underneath of it right there. I think I put this here a couple of years ago. I do that in case I don't remember putting it there, but if I come up here when there's and I see them rocks are gone, I know that the water's been up that high, and I'll put a bigger one there. But animals do knock them off, but then they'll be laying right there. But that's a little brittle stuff. Even if it looks chipped up, is never anything. You can drop it and it breaks. It's not really a tool. It may have been, but it's been cracked and discarded. But look at this spot. This is like the Shangri-La of northeast Missouri. Look at how that water's running up through there. This is amazing. I would suspect probably 20 or 30 hunters stayed in this spot by what I've found here over the years. Right in here a couple times. Major mushroom site. There's some pawpaw trees back this way. Pawpaw trees are an indication of Native Americans because they were a food source, and you had to pretty much bring them to a spot like this to get them started. You see how this little creek there, and then it's got this little offshoot here off of this hill and back up there, and then right up there it all opens up to a big flat area that would have been a good meadow for animals and things like that. And down here you're kind of hid, you're protected from all the bad weather we would get. No amount of rain could really flood this too bad. Because you know, after the glaciers melted, we were getting 10 inches of rain a week. I had a pretty good forest canopy so it didn't get all to the river too fast, but they were big rivers down here back then. You didn't play around on them. Right here's that split I was talking about earlier. What's that, look like a bird? Wow, maybe. It's kind of an odd rock, isn't it? Doesn't really look chipped too much, but bears too, they did bears all the time. That's kind of a little birdish. Down here towards the bottom. We'll set that one there. Maybe we'll think about picking it up, but that's only like a 25% representation, so we don't. Look at that laying on that rock right there. Those were teaching aids for children. All they had to do was sit around and talk about stuff like that to explain to people how to hunt, what to avoid, how to take advantage of certain situations. They put rocks up and showed everybody different scenarios. If you got hurt back then, you died. It didn't matter if you got a broken bone or not. That was enough to do you in. You know, nobody gets slammed on like they do on them TV shows and then gets up and walks away. When the giant bear or mammoth or dire wolf or something like that whacked you 10,000 years ago, you was going to be dead 3 or 4 days. Anyway, we're like 24 minutes here on the thing. We'll walk back to the thing and make this about a 30-minute deal, but this turned into a pretty long video over what I like to shoot. But this is a pretty special place down here. Great squirrel hunting spot, you know, in northeast Missouri. That's about all we got anymore for animals. Deer, turkey, and squirrels. Right there, I gotta pick up. Look how flat that one is. It's white though, so I'm thinking it's just some more stuff that you won't see. That pocket's natural. That's not nothing they made. But I do find quite a few hollowed out rocks, you know, for making poultices or tiny amounts of something. There's no soup bowls. And see, we're still back. This is a nice little frog. Okay, it's a fat frog. We're still at bedrock, even though we're up 40 feet higher than where my truck is down there. The bedrock still shows. So that just means that your artifacts can't be too far into ground. Also, if you like looking for gold, you can scratch out them little cracks and find you some nice Canadian placer gold. I seen a couple guys on one of my creeks the other day that I hunt doing just that. They were finding a lot of birdshot. That's your one problem with hunting gold. Any place people hunt quail, rabbits, or squirrels. If you got a metal detector, you're going to go crazy on birdshot. Oh, rock dog down. Ugh. All right, I'm back. Man, this stuff is slick, slick, slick. Well, we're about to the extent of where I thought I could find some mushrooms at. So I'm going to turn around and go back just after this little spot right here. I see a lot of nice white rocks that's in other creeks I would pick up and look at, but when there's so much white, you kind of ignore that, because otherwise you spend all your time picking up stuff that ain't nothing. Alright, we're heading back down. I think I'm going to walk on the dirt. That's a nice rock. Somebody beat on that a long, long time ago. It doesn't have an animal face on it, so we will leave it. Right in here, your perfect little safe campsite for paleo man. Clean water right there. Covered up by the hill so the storms can't get you. A lot warmer right in here in the winter. And he's left a lot of stuff around here to indicate he's been here. So that little thing right there, I found some good stuff up it. But we'll come back here some other time, see how it just runs right into. We'll go to the little tiny waterfall there. We still got time to pull off something even more fantastic than what I've already found. Takes a lot to move a rock that big and put it on top of another rock as far as rain goes here. That ain't happened for a long time. It is so nice out here today. The temperature's like 65 degrees. There's something right there, maybe. Nope. It's just a great day. There's a scraper maybe. Different type of rock. You want to pick that up? That is nothing. I'm pretty sure I put that rock there because I gather up flat rocks. And today, I will pack that rock home. You always have to bring a rock, a piece of driftwood, There's something home every time you go out in the woods, so you remember when you went. And you take 3 or 4 5-gallon buckets with you and go to a nice spot and pick up a whole bunch of rocks, and pretty soon you'll have a big nice rock garden in your yard. If I was a digger, that's where I would dig. I don't think we went but about 200 or 300 yards from the truck. There's a nice little flake something. That's something right there, I believe. Look at that. That don't look natural, does it? And that tip, it's been worked. I think they just worked on it and give up. There's a nice little piece of flint somebody chipped on. These things break off natural sometimes. But I think that's a scraper. Good. That's a pretty good one. Yeah, it's got beveled edge there. I think I'll hold on to that and leave my flat rock. Oop, oop, there's something right there. Nope. See, it's just blue over the white. Makes you pick it up. This was a little yellow. The other thing was a lot more gray. That was a piece of flint, by the way. It made noise, but I don't think it was anything nobody worked on. We tried working on that thing, but that's a tough rock to work on. We didn't look right here. We better check this out. This little side sheet only gets water when it's really fast. So if stuff was coming off the hills when it rained the hardest, it will get caught up right here. This would be the best spot to dig out right here. That big rock, that thing will probably hold about a whole truckload of relics right in here. And we're only that far downstream from the campsite. This is the last congested spot, or the first congested spot. All this right in here would be the place. I hope I find my little scratcher down here. That's how it goes. You bring a tool with you, you find something really good, you abandon your tool. Won't be long, the baby turkeys will be hatching out. Oh, there's my tool. I've actually found my tools 20 years after I've left my tools. Picked them up and thought, man, that tool looks familiar. And then realized it was my tool. Of course, it was no good after 20 years in the woods, but technically I didn't lose it. All right, we're 35 minutes. There's a little truck. I think we did all we could do. We found that super cool eagle ceremonial, whatever it is, knife thing, and a couple of scrapers, and crapped out on the mushroom deal, but we're going to keep looking for stuff today. We're probably going to have to hit some higher ground than this even. This is pretty steep here, so we got a lot of water coming off these hills still. But I know a spot on the Fabby I'm going back to right now. So, Rockdog out.